so it's Tuesday and today we've got a really lovely little lesson for you, and we're going to be doing pansies. So it's quite simple in the drawing, but we'll build it up together. Let's get drawing. I've got my bit of just my bit of warm-up paper here, just a scrap of paper, and I'm going to be just getting my arm and my hand all ready for drawing. And what I want you to think about today is some curved lines. Now, holding your pencil super loose, look at the difference between you going like that, and that second one, that quiet line. That is what we're aiming for. And quite often you'll make that line a couple of times. You might go, oh, yeah, like that. And that's those sketchy, nice sketchy lines. So that's the first line we've got. We've got a curve, but we've also got this bendy, wavy line. So I want you to just practice a few waves as well, because on our petals, we're going to have waves. Right, let's get drawing this lovely pansy. So we're going to start by finding the middle of the page here, and I've got my page landscape there. I've got middle of it, the paper, and then just up slightly, and I'm going to do a tiny little oval. So that's the start of it. And from that, I'm going to work out where I want my petals to be. I think about there. So probably on the other side about there, maybe down slightly. So they don't have to be symmetrical. And we're going to take a nice, gentle curve up to there. And another curve up to there. So holding our pencil really loosely, lovely loose lines. And then coming down now, I want to be thinking about this kind of shape. And we're not going as far as that, we're coming in. So I'm going to put my dot there and I'm going to come like that into a curve. And exactly the same, so going right to the edge of my oval. I'm going to put a little dot there and we're going to come in down and round to a curve like that. Now to join them here, remember on the warm-up we did these squiggly lines? Well, the petals of a pansy, they have these edges like that, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to take that one in there like that. It's almost like a butterfly, isn't it? So that's our first two, and then this one, we're going to bring it down there, and then the same on the other side. And then a squiggle here at the bottom. And that's our first shape. So if you pop those in, and then we'll come back and do some more. So the next few shapes here coming, we're going to do these top petals. What I want you to do is from this line, come in slightly, take it up, and we're going to go to there. So up and down to there. And then this last petal from here, and we're going to come out to there. Actually, I think I'm going to bring that one in slightly to there. So don't worry if it doesn't look quite right on the first time. You can have a little play around with it. And then the last bit on this one is the stalk. So we're just two straight lines, quite thin, coming down like that. Now we're going to finish it off by putting the little shapes inside the pansy. Pansies have this lovely shape here. So it comes in and we go one, it's like little fingers almost, two, and a really small one there. So that's the first one. And then the same down here, but each one will be slightly different. One, two, and three. And we'll do another one here. One, two, three. And if you want to, you can put a couple of little leaves. They aren't on the guide sheet, but you can just put those going out there like that. And then we'll come on to the painting or the colouring. So stick with us, see what colours we use. Do mine using watercolour pencils here, and I've chosen to do my pansy in a yellow and a purple, which I think are real pansy colours, but you could go with whatever two colours you want. And how I'm going to begin it is I want the yellow to be really strong here, so I'm going to outline the whole thing, but I'm also Whereas before you'll have seen, if you've been doing quite a few of these daily draws, that with the watercolour pencils, you can just outline it and then turn it to paint using what you've done from the outline. But actually I want the colour to be stronger. Yellow's a really weak colour anyway. So what I'm going to do is really put loads of the pigment in here. So you can see I'm just colouring it loosely, because rather than colouring, what I'm actually doing is putting my paint pigment on here. And then I'm going to just take my brush, a little bit of water. So I always go like this a bit on the back of my hand just to make sure there's not too much. And we'll turn it there to paint. It's always a bit of a balance between having too much and too little water. But we'll take it right to the edges. So whereas I wasn't careful with the colouring, I'm much more careful with the painting that I've got. And I'm doing the yellow first because I don't want any other colours to get into it. Coming around there like that. And you can see, if you've not used these watercolour pencils before, you can see how effective and easy they are as a way to paint. You just turn the pigment. And if you're wondering about where you can get them, we do sell these ones, exactly the same ones that I use every single day on the daily draw, on our website, thelittleartschool.co.uk. You can go to the shop on there. We're selling those. There we go. I'm going to leave that to dry for a minute or two. So I've left that to dry. It's completely dry. Put it in the sunshine. Do you know what? It's dry in 1 minute. Here we go. I'm just going to start by doing a little circle in that in red, and I'm not going to turn that to paint. And then I'm going to come in with my purple. And what I'm going to do, rather than doing what I did there and colouring it all in, I'm going to go like this from the centre. I want to have this kind of effect where the colour's stronger at the edges. You can get some really nice effects with these watercolour pencils. And I'll also go around the edge like that. And the same here. Okay, and now as I take my brush, making sure it's completely clean. I've made that mistake many times before. Nice clean brush. I'm going to take the paint out from the centre. So it's paler there, can you see? But darker. I want it all the way, that paint, but much darker here in the centre, with that effect of the lines coming out like that. And the same here. If I put a bit more water on my brush now, what I'll get is, can you see, much lighter there? But I don't want any edges. I'll just make sure I've not got any edges there. So that's it with the purple for the top bit, but I'm also going to go around this bit in purple as well. So this is a really quite simple drawing, but actually it's quite effective. It's quite a nice, pretty one. And I think if you made something like this, it'd be really nice to turn it into a card, maybe to send it to a friend you've not seen for a little while, or a relative. I know my mum would love this because she loves flowers. There we go. So that's the end of the purple. And now all I'm going to do to finish it off is I'm going to go around each of these with my green, just so that those petals really stand out. That. And if you fancy having a go at another pansy, we've got a really quite much more difficult one on the senior, which I bet if you break it right down, if you follow the step by steps, you'll be able to do it and you'll be absolutely thrilled with how it's finished. Then you'll have 2 cards that you could send. Okay, and that is the end of our pansy. Hope you really enjoyed that. We would love to see your pansies, so please make sure that you send them to us. You can send them on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. We really want you to join us tomorrow, not just to join us, but to tell everybody you know about what we're doing tomorrow. So tomorrow is our 99th and 100th daily draw, and we're going to be celebrating with Winnie the Pooh. So we really can't wait to see you tomorrow.